Russ. I'm going to be doing some streaming today in preparation for the amazing, exciting, hyped Sony PS5 event that's coming up here this afternoon. So going to start playing through, I've already played through a good part of Horizon Zero Dawn, but I thought, because the rumors all state that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is probably going to be one of the main featured games coming out on PS5. So thought it'd be fun to play through this a little bit, chat about what my expectations are for this afternoon, what I'm looking at, and if anybody wants to join us or hop in and chat about that as well, everyone is more than welcome. So excited to start doing this more frequently. I'm going to see what kind of schedule I can go to. I'm probably going to do at least one night a week of streaming, and as I figure out more and more what people prefer as far as time goes, we will get down that. But yeah, just excited to start playing some games and hopefully have some people hang out and watch and chat with me as we do it. So let's get going. So right now we are going to get going on the beginning of Horizon Zero Dawn. So just so you know, that's what. So let's see what we got. So it's the very beginning of the game. Game just started. For those that haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn, I highly recommend it. There's rumors, I mean, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Horizon is going to come to PC very soon. Looks like several of the PlayStation games are having PC releases at some point. Now, I've had people tell me that, and again, I'm not trying to be a Sony fanboy at all. I actually am completely fine with this hitting PC because the way that I see it is this actually benefits Sony way more, because a game like Horizon Zero Dawn is it's an older game that it's sold all of its copies. It's super cheap on PlayStation. And so because of that, I'm like, well, I mean, putting it onto PC platforms is only going to help Sony get some more money, get some more sales out of it, and honestly build the hype for the release of the next game, which should get more people to purchase the game, or i.e. purchase a PS5. Gives them more incentive to do that because they get to try out these great games, and if they're not willing to wait 4 or 5 years to play the sequel after they play the first one, then they don't have to. They can go out and get a PS5 and they can play it. And so I think it opens up a new world for that, and I think they're doing a smart thing by doing that. So I think it's a smart play by Sony doing this. I know some of the other rumors for PC releases, well, it's not rumored. Death Stranding is coming to PC. We know that already. They talked about that at release. I think it's maybe a year or two after release that they were going to put that on PC, so that'll be coming probably 2021. And of course, all the Quantic Dream games have been coming over to PC. No word on, or I haven't heard any rumors about God of War, Days Gone, anything like that. But I'm going to assume that they'll eventually come to PC. And so that's kind of where we're at with that. But I have not beaten Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm a little frustrated with myself. Sometimes I just have an issue with going fully in on open world games. They sometimes take a little bit of time to get me hooked, and you know, I'm not always the best for wanting to play a game, you know, nonstop for 100 hours, because when it gets to that, it kind of just gets old and tiresome for me. Right now I am playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I am very close to the end of that game. I'm almost close to level 50, the level cap. So it's one game that I kind of force myself through. The beginning is kind of slow, and I had that issue with Origins, which I need to go back and finish as well. But recently I've just been kind of forcing myself where I say, you know, I'm going to pick a game, I'm going to play through it, and I'm just going to get to the end without getting distracted. It also helps that not a ton of games have been coming out. So my goal was, about a month ago, I started Assassin's Creed, and I said, okay, I'm going to play this until Last of Us comes out. So we're a week away from Last of Us as of tomorrow, so, and I'm very close to beating the game, so that kind of worked out. throwing in a little Horizon Zero Dawn here just to play and hang out and have some fun. But yeah, I don't know how much of this I'll stream. I'll see if people like me streaming this and I actually get some, you know, people to hang out and be a part of this, then great. If not, I still have to finish this game at some point, so I probably will. But it's such a good looking game. But we got quite the release schedule coming up with Last of Us next week, and then pretty much a month we have Ghost of Tsushima, which both I'm very excited for. I'm excited to get to try out some new games that are pretty big, and just excited to get going and to have some new things to play. But I mean, today I'm super excited for that PS5 event. I want to see what the next gen games look like on that console. A lot of people were disappointed with the Xbox event because there was no gameplay. The way that Sony is hyping this and the way that they're coming second to Sony, I feel like they're going to go all in on gameplay because they know and they saw the results that people had. So my assumption is we are going to see true gameplay, true demos of what the game looks like. So yeah, that was the opening title sequence of Horizon Zero Dawn, showing Aloy's birth and her birthright and what that looks like. So we're now into the menu here. So I'm excited, guys. Yeah, so just some of the things that I want to talk about. Let's get some posts going. I'll see if I can get some people to join. I've already tweeted about the event. Let's see if we can get some other people out there to want to come and join us. But no, I'm excited. It's I don't know for sure. I mean, I'm almost positive we'll see Horizon Zero Dawn 2. As far as other games, there's a bunch of rumors. There's rumors of some new Crash merchandise. So are we getting a new full sequel to Crash Bandicoot? Who knows? Is the Silent Hill rumors coming to fruition? Is that getting rebooted? Are we gonna see Dark Souls remastered from Blue Point Studios? Heck, I could see Sony even saying, hey, we bought Blue Point. We bought Blue Point Studios. Or the other one that I've been hearing is Housemarque, which made Resogun, which was a PS4 launch title, which was amazing. I had a lot of fun playing Resogun. That was like the first game you got for free. I played that, and I'm not a big indie, twin stick shooter type game. But that game really got me. For being a semi-regular twin stick shooter, I was very surprised with how beautiful it looked, how much fun it was to play, how much fun it was to pick up and quickly play. So excited to see because Housemarque's supposedly working on a AAA game, not an indie title, a AAA game, which makes me believe again those companies have pretty good relationships, both Housemarque and Blue Point, with Sony. That you have to wonder if something's brewing there with Microsoft purchasing and acquiring a bunch of studios. Sony's not that far behind with probably matching those purchases. Let's put I'm live right now. If you guys want to join, we'll see. We will see if we get anyone that wants to come and hang out. Twitch.tv / what are we? / what? We're trying to get the name for the it's Crossfire Podcast. Crossfire Podcast. Okay. So, yeah, let's get started with some Horizon Zero Dawn. But let's see, a couple crazy things that I could see happening. Let's go real crazy. Let's think about what are some of our dream scenarios that could happen at this press conference. Let's see. dream scenario, an Uncharted game, and not from Naughty Dog. There's always been these rumors that maybe another studio will pick up the mantle and create an Uncharted game, similar to Ben Studios doing that on the Vita. Wondering if we could see that. Heard no news about that, so that again is a complete pipe dream. That would be like a oh my gosh moment. Seeing the console would be an oh my gosh moment. There's been more rumors that it's probably not going to happen, that it may have its own like little event or may have its own, release similar to the controller. Here's my problem with that. Sony, as of last week, the word is that parts are being manufactured. Now, that isn't the console being manufactured, but all of the parts that are going to go in are being mass produced as of right now. So you have to wonder how long till Sony shows it, because as soon as they start baking those on the conveyor belt and start mass producing them for the fall release, someone at the factory is going to take a picture and someone's going to release it. So if Sony's smart, they need to get out ahead and they need to figure it out. Now, whether they actually have a final console design finalized, who knows? We don't know. So if Sony wants to knock this out of the park, they want to knock it out of the park. Let's say 12, 15 games were shown, mostly gameplay, and not Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay where there was like 3 seconds of it in a in-game engine trailer. No. Gameplay. 12 to 15 games. And end the show revealing the box, and that's it. That's your mic drop moment. Your mic drop moment for the game, for the show is revealing what the console looks like. That would go a long way. It would go a really, really long way to get people super hyped. I mean, people are already really hyped. I think people are wanting news. People are wanting a little bit of a distraction right now with everything going on. And I think that this event has kind of scratched that itch. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. I'm excited to see what the games look like. But that would be like, Sony did a great job. They blew it out of the park if they can hit that. Even if, even not knowing what those 12 to 15 games are, you do that, great. A couple out there games besides that, I'm trying to think. I mean, I could go back into Sony's repertoire of games and IPs that they haven't been using. Siphon Filter, never got into it on the original PlayStation. So I'd be excited because, everybody loves that. But what would happen with, if that came back? So I'm not sure what that, looks like. David followed us and he might be watching right now. Hello, Mr. Petty. Hang out while you're doing some work before we get going on the stream later on. I'm trying to think what else would be exciting or, kind of fun to see. Can't really think of any others that really jump out to me. I'm just looking forward to some good looking games. I'm hoping there's not too much third party. There's been some rumors of Call of Duty. There's been some rumors of maybe a sports game in there. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the third party would look like. I'd rather not see third party. I'd rather see, because the big thing that everybody's been talking about is, the exclusives that come out next gen are going to be exclusives that take advantage of the hardware that is given to them. So an Xbox exclusive is going to look amazing. A PlayStation exclusive is going to look amazing on their consoles. So I just hope that, that is able to, really show off the power. I'm interested to see what the 3D audio looks like and whether it comes across the stream real well. They said to wear headphones, so we're going to be wearing headphones for the streaming and all that. But yeah, I think that would work. Not too sure what else to look forward to as far as that goes, but yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 would be great. So let's get do I want to do normal or easy? I'll just say it now. I'm not a big hard difficulty person, especially my first playthrough of a game. I do like playing games I love multiple times, so it kind of gives me incentive to go back and try the harder difficulties. I did that with all the Uncharted games. I did that with Last of Us. I've beaten Last of Us on Grounded. Not easy. Almost threw my controller numerous times. were several parts of that game, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Last of Us. I will probably play on a lower difficulty the first time through so that I can just enjoy the story and the ambiance and the gameplay, and then once I do that, then put myself through the stress of doing a survival run later on. So let's see. For now, just do easy. I may switch it to normal. As most people will find out from hanging out with me playing games, you know, hearing me talk, things like that. I am a big trophy hunter. I like getting my trophies. I like the completionism. You know, I tell my wife all the time, like, when it comes to games, I get dedicated and I want to finish as much as I can and consume as much as I can. So it's very interesting.
Quite the gatherer, aren't you?
I forgot about this beginning part about how Aloy is trying to hang out with other people and they don't want anything to do with her because she's an outsider. It's very moving into the fact of what we're kind of dealing with right now.
Well done,
and the fact that, you know, it's just a very interesting social status of this game in this particular time.
She's an outcast, to be shunned. There.
It just shows you the emotion and the connection with kids especially. Like, they don't want to treat others differently. It's the hard part in our society is I don't believe that we're born to hate others. It is conditioned to us through generations and through what we're told. The whole thing that, you know, the way that you react to your kid, the way that you behave, the way that you know, tell them about things is how you shape their opinions and what they feel. And so, you know, that one kid's just like, I want to hang out with her. And the mom is pulling her away and saying why. And he's probably questioning that. And will continue questioning that. And if the mom continues to condition the kid to not talk to the outcast and to, you know, stay away. I mean, for a PS4 game, this game looks pretty amazing. I will say the hair physics aren't always the greatest, but if a game on the PS4 can look like this, and lighting and all that, I'm just so excited to see what this sequel looks like when it comes to PS5. It is going to be, and
tight,
the
but I can get through.
Big one. The big thing about it is going to be the controller, because, and it's just funny that every time Sony brings up the controller and talks about it, they bring up the haptic feedback and they talk about how they use the bowstring as an example of how haptic feedback on the new controller is going to be amazing. And you just know that they're talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. You know that is what they're discussing and talking about and mentioning with that. It's just kind of funny that they do that. And so I'm assuming once the game is revealed, then the ads and things for the controller will more talk about, you know, feel the pull of the bowstring as you play as Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn 2, whatever they call it. Goodness. The tongue twister. Let's see how this works. I'm playing on my widescreen monitor here that I have on my desk. Playing this close, you know, to a monitor should have good response time compared to some of the other stuff that I play on. I have an OLED TV and a projector that I play on. Projector has pretty low response time, but honestly, I can't tell the difference. Just that bad of a gamer that I can't tell the difference in response time. Like I said, I need to play through this. I need to see how the story ends, because it's just very interesting to try and find out what exactly happened to society that they're living in, and how did machines come to be. And I love all of the what is it? The theories out there that like Horizon Zero Dawn and Last of Us take place in the same universe. or some other Sony games take place in the same universe. I will say, Sony does have an affinity for post-apocalyptic games. You got Last of Us, Death Stranding, Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone. It's kind of funny seeing that a majority of the games are set in these post-apocalyptic worlds. And, you know, that's just kind of Sony's deal right now. Have it activated. No, so far stream is looking good. I just got a stream capture card. I have a stream deck, and
a metal door.
I mean, I'm very pleased with how this setup is working. I mean, I'm only using 34% of the CPU as I play. Only 1.4 gigabytes of memory. I'm getting my full 30 frames per second, which is what I'm shooting for, because most people aren't watching video in higher frames.
How do I get it open?
Use the device to scan the room.
More lights. A shape. It's connected to the door somehow.
Use the Halo lock. Hopefully the game sound is good enough. When I first tried this out yesterday, the game sound was absolutely way too loud, even though it was quiet kind of in my ears. So I turned it down a bit to hopefully get that. Also, I turned on subtitles because when you stream, subtitles are probably the best thing that you can have. Access. Square, turn hollow lock counterclockwise, turn clockwise.
It changed color.
Turn to the door. Let's check out this. Can we check out this? Okay. Oh, it's a rat. Oh, man. Well, keep going here. Yeah, I keep trying to think of what other games that I might be excited about. Like, really excited, like go nuts, like I can't believe this is happening.
The door changed color too. It did it.
I know that we're not going to get price. Definitely not going to get price. That's going to be its own event. They don't need to announce the price just yet. And you watch. Sony and Microsoft are going to play chicken when it comes to the price, because they don't want what happened last. Well, I mean, Sony wants what happened last gen, where they undercut Xbox's price by $100 and pretty much ended the generation. But my guess is they're going to kind of hold out as long as they can, both of them, to see what the other one does, and then react accordingly. But it's just amazing seeing the hype in regards to this particular reveal event. I have not seen a video game company for a reveal event have TV ads. And, you know, there's one thing having online ads, that happens all the time, but to have actual cable TV ads, I've not seen that before, which makes me just expect Sony knows what they're doing. Sony is pretty good at reacting to things that happen. So, reacting to what happened with Microsoft's first conference, I definitely think they're not gonna, screw the pooch when it comes to that. That they are going to most definitely, just give us what we want, which is gameplay. We want to see next-gen gameplay. I want to see why do I need to. Well, I'm gonna purchase a next-gen console, but why do people need to go out and purchase the next-gen console? Give us a reason. Easy reason is games. Other thing, I'm just interested to see what the launch lineup's going to look like. You know, how many games are they going to show that are going to be like launch window, which means pretty much through winter, maybe beginning of spring 2021 is what you're looking at. But I'm hoping that Sony can get out, a couple of exclusives at launch. I mean, they usually have them. Last launch they had Killzone, Knack, but those are B tier, C tier exclusives at the time, not console sellers. I'll tell you right now, if Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is a launch title, then there you go. That's all you need.
I'm coming.
It'll be just as good. I think it'll work out if they do that. But
come, girl, take my hand. You don't belong down there.
Been up since about 5:30, doing soccer workouts with my high school kids.
I fell in.
Going to be needing a nap after the Sony event for sure, unless it gets me too hyped.
What is that on your face?
Nothing.
Did you find
I'm actually
it
gonna
down there?
let's see.
No.
Nope. Didn't want that.
Give
Sorry.
it to me.
Messing around, still trying to figure out everything with the different
Such things are
settings.
dangerous.
No.
Audio mixer, turn webcams off. I know there's a way to. There was a way to edit my camera, but I got the Sony T-shirt on today. I'm ready for this live stream.
If you're gonna go sneaking away
Excited
from home,
to
you'll need to know
just
how
see
to
what we're gonna
survive
have
the
ourselves
wild.
this fall.
Come, Aloy.
Looking forward
Hold
to
out.
something new and
Starting tomorrow,
experiencing something new.
we'll learn to hunt.
Oh man. Try and stop with the yawning. But we'll see. Okay. Horizon 1 Dawn. David, sorry, I just opened the chat. I was just looking at the whoever's in the list of people in
All these shaking.
the stream.
What do they mean?
Take your bow.
Let's see. Looks like we got Harbor Pirate is in the stream right now.
Oh?
I don't know if someone from our Crossfire group or someone just swinging by, but hello to Harbor Pirate. Just hanging out for a little while. Going to be chatting about, the different stuff happening today with Sony and that event. Oh yeah, Brian. What's up, Brian? Going to be just hanging out for a little bit here before David and I have to set up the stream for this afternoon. We're going to be hosting the YouTube video from PlayStation's YouTube page, so you don't have to have a screen or multiple things going. Like literally, you can just come to Twitch, hang out with us while we watch the show. We'll have hopefully a little bit of commentary and get to enjoy seeing what the next game's coming out. You got any predictions, Brian, on what you think? Is going to happen or what you want to see from it? I know I'm excited to. I know we talked about it in the group a little bit. See the 3D sound possibly being demonstrated. New Horizon game. That would be cool to see.
Where are we?
This game's just so good looking. It's mostly, it's the scenery. And this is the type of scenery that we're going to get when we get Ghost of Tsushima next month as well. Yeah, they said, Sony said when they put up the blog post, they're recommending that everybody wears headphones to watch the event. So they're doing some kind of 3D audio thing through YouTube, which I'm excited to see how that works because, again, YouTube doesn't do 3D processing with audio. They don't do Atmos. They don't do anything like that through regular videos. So the fact that Sony is saying they're going to be able to do that through a regular video tells me that they have some kind of software or some kind of trick that's going to allow you to hear 3D sound, which to me tells me that every gamer, no matter what sound system you use, should get some kind of extra boost to your sound capabilities, which I think is huge. As somebody, I have a 5.1.2 with Atmos setup. I have 2 speakers in the ceiling in my movie room. I've got the 5 speakers surrounding me, and it's a lot of fun to listen to some Atmos movies to get that overhead sound. It just really gets you immersed into what you're watching. So it's a lot of fun, and I'm surprised that sound has not taken a bigger priority when it comes to gaming. But we're getting to that point where graphics and resolution and all that can only go so far. I know for a fact, looking at different things like 8K technology, that even with 8K technology, our human eyes can't really see the difference. We're getting to that point where we're going beyond what we are physically capable of seeing. And so as games evolve and grow, they're going to have to find other ways to revolutionize the gaming space. And sound is one of those that has been neglected for quite a while. So I'm excited to see that. I think Sony is smart in going the new SSD route. That's another way to really evolve the gaming space. You know, we're getting massive games, we're getting good-looking games, but you know, when can we get rid of streaming, or when can we get rid of downloads and load times and, you know, all of that? Which again is why game streaming has become, you know, something that I'm like, I'm really excited to see where that technology goes. As more and more people jump into that space, I know that that'll get better and offer us more options as far as gaming. I'm excited to see a cheaper gaming option for people out there who don't necessarily have the money available to purchase a console. I think streaming could be a really great alternative for people like that. And, you know, the more people we can get into gaming, the better, because I do think it does have a lot of benefits. We're definitely past that phase where people, you know, video games rot your brains. It offers a ton of hand-eye coordination. It offers a ton of creativity. It offers, you know, history. It offers learning lessons, different things like that. It's so much more than just a game, which I think is kind of funny to hear people say. When I tell people that I still play games, even at my age, I'm like, I get a weird look still. But I did love David's post in the Facebook page about that 100-year-old grandma who games, and her favorite game's Grand Theft Auto, which I think is hilarious. But I want that to be me. I'm thinking about the time that I'm going to be in a retirement home, and I'm kind of looking forward to just being able to play games. So, Brian, YouTube at least does stereo, so the demo will presumably be set up with pre-generated binary audio. Reminds me of a channel called Sound Travel that lets you experience what places sounds like. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, Brian, that's really awesome. And like I said, I'm excited to see them turn stereo into something like that. That's the big thing, is then it allows people that, you know, have, even if they're just using TV speakers, which TV speakers are terrible now. They're absolutely horrible, and I will show you how to use them. Let's try. I think Sony's pretty good about learning. So I guarantee they're going to show more gameplay, and I guarantee Microsoft is going to learn from their mistake. I mean, they said it immediately after the event, like, we set those expectations way too high by just saying gameplay. And the fact that Sony is doing the same exact thing and really hyping this up and advertising and going everywhere, you've got to assume that it is going to be gameplay. They are going to try and stay away from, I mean, there probably will be a couple trailers for games that are still a long way off if they show, but I do believe gameplay. Do you think they're going to show what the console looks like? I started the stream off talking about that. I think they will at least show the box.
All right.
Here's why I think they will.
Some rocks.
You say no.
But rocks can't hurt machines.
Last week they began production on the parts for the consoles, mass producing.
Like that watch.
They're coming very close to starting mass producing the actual consoles.
And send them running before we get
They don't want it to leak.
Warn them.
So if they don't show it today, they have to show it within like next week,
Unless they have first
because they are about to ramp up, and that is going to leak a picture of it on the conveyor belt. Someone's going to snap a picture, and it's not the way that you want it. I mean, that's why Sony, so the DualSense controller, the reason why it got released the way that it did with just a blog post with a picture was because they were sending out the controllers to all of the developers. They knew somebody was going to tweet a picture of that controller when they got it, and so they wanted to navigate the narrative and be able to tell people this is what it looks like. Oh, sorry. Yep. Oh. So it's a dream. It's a dream for me if they show it. I said earlier, if they can show 12 to 15 games, which based on the time frame that they're saying, over an hour this conference is going to be, 12 to 15 games plus the console, it'd be the best thing ever. I don't know either. This has just been a very weird console cycle. I don't know if COVID affected it that much or if we would have been here without it. Because yeah, I'm a little confused by what's going on with both. Because, you know, Microsoft for a little bit there were showing a lot, and now they've gone silent. And now, you know, Sony's kind of stepping back into the spotlight after people were like, Sony's way behind. Why haven't they shown us anything? And now pretty much Sony in the news, and I have not heard much from Microsoft besides some little articles here and there just on how things are working. So it's very interesting how this is flip-flopping. I'm also very, very interested to see, and of course they're not showing that today, but what the price of the console is going to be. And whether or not, let's see, select and use press.
Good. You'll never run out of arrows if you know how to craft what you need.
Yeah. Well, do they have something in June? I know that they have July. They have the big exclusives reveal in July, which they've talked about. Very interested to see what they decide to do with the exclusives. My big thing is it's not that I'm against Microsoft. I have my Xbox. I love my Xbox.
Stay low in the grass.
For me, it's I now have a gaming PC, and I can play all of Microsoft stuff on PC. So, okay, yeah, I'll have to look out to see what they post. I'm excited to see what they have, and I want to see some of the more creative games. I'm not a huge first-person shooter fan. I play them, but Halo doesn't really scratch my itch, unfortunately. I'm just kind of past that point. Gears, I love the first Gears. And just since then, my love of Gears has just slowly gone down. Halo, though, I mean, it's Halo.
Is that a weakness?
Keep firing.
Halo is, I still think, you know,
Blinded, Aloy.
it's going to be a very interesting thing to see what it looks like. Yeah, I wonder if they'll do that too. I mean, people may not like it at first just because they're like, I want, you know, Master Chief. I want that story. I'm wondering if they should just go in a different direction in the Halo universe. Just do something maybe a little bit more fresh. But they've done that already before with Halo Wars and Halo ODST, and I mean, they've tried to make it into different things. I want to see something just completely new from Microsoft. No use of the current IPs. Do something, you know, out of the ordinary. I mean, Hellblade kind of is doing that. Yeah. Well, and I haven't heard anything about... They also did the Gears Pop and Gears Tactics. Did those do okay? Because I know they're on Game Pass. I need to try them out, but I'm not a huge RTS person. I'm not a huge, you know, for me, I like single player. I like, you know, good stories, decent gameplay. I'm also a sports gamer. So sports games are always something I go back to when I'm, you know, just wanting to play through something mindless. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Definitely more. I'm so confused about that pop game. When I saw that revealed at E3, my jaw just dropped of like, are we serious? Like, this is what you're showing off? I mean, technically, if I remember right, it might have even also be coming to mobile. I can't remember. But it's... I don't know. That was a weird one. I'm sure today we'll also get Gran Turismo. Not a huge racing person, but you got your Forza and you got your Gran Turismo, and there's always going to be one coming out for these consoles. So we will see Gran Turismo today. I know it. In fact, making a prediction now, I think they open with Gran Turismo because car games always look the best on your consoles. And what better way than to first reveal like PlayStation 5 next gen game play than the next Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 6, I believe, is what we're at. I think that, I mean, that's what probably Microsoft will do. Let's be honest. It's going to be either Forza Horizon first in the July event. We know that's coming. And I think, again, they always show well. Yeah, they do. I mean, heck, you go back to PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 car games, and they still look amazing. So now you get to add in some even better environments and make it look photorealistic. It's going to be ridiculous. Oh, this guy right there.
I need to do this slowly and quietly.
Not visible. Gotta sneak through this. Yeah, I'm just excited to get some new stuff, to be honest, and just to see what we can do with new games.
Can't let them see.
I don't think I posted in Crossfire about it, but there was a patent came out 2 days ago that shows the new UI for the PlayStation 5. Very similar to the PlayStation 4, just some nuances that I actually love. For instance, the main bar, rather than having tiles for games and all that stuff, the tiles are going to be for the categories. So kind of going back to PS3 days where you had the game subcategory, the media subcategory, all that. And then from there, you've got the drop down, and on the game's tiles, when you get to those, there's going to be like 3 things listed that you can pop out. You can list your stats, so things part of the game, which again, as a trophy hunter and completionist, having the stats available to me on the homepage is pretty cool. The tile is also going to be show a couple seconds of gameplay from your past gaming session, which oh shoot,
That watcher saw me.
dang it, not paying attention. But it's going to show a few seconds of your gameplay. There's also a tips and tricks category off of the games, which you're going to either be able to look up like an article looking and telling you what to do, or you can even look up in that tile video tips for the game. So a couple nuances, a couple changes. It's pretty interesting how they're changing and just adding things slowly.
That watcher saw me.
Really? I got through. And I'm going to be looking forward to no load times. I said this in the podcast this week. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is killing me on those load times. And it's the story load times. Like, every time I talk to somebody to go and get another mission, what happens is it takes forever to load. Forever. So I'm looking forward to that. And even then, I also get some freezes and hiccups when it's loading the map. So I think open world games are definitely going to be affected for the better with the SSD and being able to load a little better. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. Again, trying to think other. Wondering when we're gonna see. You know, there's a bunch of Microsoft games that I'm interested in hearing about more. I mean, I played Battletoads when it was on Super Nintendo, loved it. I'm not so sure with the art style and direction they're going with the Xbox reboot of it. I just want to see something new. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima is finally a little bit new. It's open world again, but I like the idea of doing it feudal Japan. Oh my gosh. I know. When I built my computer, the computer I'm playing on right now, I have the SSD. I just have a regular SSD, not an M.2 drive, which should speed it up a little bit more. But having Windows on this on my SSD just makes loading up this computer so smooth and easy. I don't know how we didn't have this before, people using it easily, but I'm glad that technology has become available. Now I just want to see games fully utilize it. That's the big thing.
Come now.
There was a YouTube video this past week by a PC YouTube page. And I don't know if you've seen it, Brian, but it's an apology video because when Sony had their really weird press conference that showed all the stuff, he came out and said that it was dumb because he showed like this $2,000 SSD he had that almost had double the 5.5 gigs that Sony was touting. He's like, blah, 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 this is stupid, you know, you're not the fastest, you're not going to be better, all of this. And he said all this, and he also called out, who did he call out? He called out Epic Games CEO and president, like when they did the Unreal Engine demo. And he came out with a video this week. He apologized to him, said he was wrong, said he went back, did some analysis on the Cerny weird press conference with the Mystery Science Theater audience. And he said that he now gets it, that the SSD that Sony is using, it's not about the SSD itself. It's about the architecture of the PS5 that is going to get rid of bottlenecks between the SSD and the console CPU and GPU, which will allow for all of them to communicate in a faster manner, meaning that information will be transferred at speeds way beyond what we have now. And so, because of that, game developers can actually use that to make up for other things that games lack. So if, the PS5, everybody's talking about it, the GPU does not have as many teraflops as Xbox. Yes, but the way that they've created the architecture, the SSD is going to make up for that gap, which I find fascinating, and I'm excited because it's going to help PC too, because PCs will be able to use that same technology soon. There will be ways to get that to work correctly, and games will be able to utilize that. So it's going to be very interesting. It's the bad part is I don't think there's a way to really show the SSD itself in action, besides obviously load times being quick or anything like that. It's going to be something you have to experience. So until we get our hands on the consoles in the fall, we're not going to be able to really know what it feels like. So that's always hard. I remember that was probably the biggest issue with PSVR. Is it's hard to explain to people who haven't tried it how amazing it is and how cool it is. But when you first put on, oh gosh, when I got my PSVR, I had several friends come over, and they used the PSVR for the first time, and they were just, it's in awe. It's not very often that we get to experience something like that. And that first day when I put that VR system on for the first time ever was just unbelievable. What's up, Master Chief Petty David? Let's see, I got several users on here. Hello to everybody that's out there. I show Atten, Commander Root, Brian's in here, Eventkin, Mind of Lurk. Glad to have everybody hanging out, watching. It's exciting to have, more people hanging out and watching this stuff. I said this at the beginning. My goal here with Crossfire now is going to be at least once a week streaming. I'm going to do a poll on what times people would prefer, just to hang out, chat, pass the time. If you want this playing in the background of something you're working on, great. We can hang out and chat about the different things we have going on, play some different games. experience some different games, especially people who may not have consoles or games at home that they're able to play, and just kind of see how and experience it. So we're going through our montage right now of Aloy growing up and becoming the Aloy that we get when she's an adult or teenager. David, what is Aloy when we play the actual game? Is she a teenager or is she an adult? I can't remember. We're gonna have to. I gotta do something. I forgot. We gotta make David probably a moderator in the chat. He's like 18. Okay. Adding you. There you go. There you go, David. You are now a moderator. Aloy. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry. Aloy. Aloy. She's not a metal. I'm excited to see. I'm assuming they go back with Aloy as the character in Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Ooh, that bow is gonna be nice. That bow is gonna be nice with that new controller. And that is what you call a montage. Woo! So anybody else watching in the chat, we do have a number of viewers, like I said, hanging out with me right now. Feel free to comment. Let me know what you're most excited about to see with Next Gen Gaming, whether it's today. Ooh, prequel as roast. I mean, we could. There could be probably a section of the game that you do that. I could see that, but I think here's the hard part. Everybody loves Aloy. They're gonna. It'll be another game. Well, plus not only that, I don't know if you heard this, David, but Guerrilla did come out and say that Horizon Zero Dawn is a trilogy. So, again, why I believe we are going to see the sequel today. Rost. I just heard her say, dang it. Let's see. My melee weapon. There we go. Yeah, but anybody else in the chat hanging out? Like I said, we got a couple people right now. A10, Commander Root, Eventkin, Mind of Lurk, obviously David. Feel free to drop in the comments what you are anticipating for today, what you want to see. What you want to see from Microsoft coming up. We've got, we're supposed to be having an event here towards the beginning of July, so we're only a few weeks away from that event, and I'm excited to see what they have first party as well, because, games are games, and I am excited to be buying either games. I've got Game Pass going, so all those exclusives are going to be, playable, so excited to see that. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how you can be in the chat but not watching, because I do show there's 5 people in the chat, but we've only got 3 people watching. I believe Brian and David are watching. So, David, if you want to drop a comment in the thing asking people if they want to share what they're most anticipating for today's event, feel free as the moderator to put that in there. If there are more people in the chat and just aren't listening to me.
Go hunting this morning. Why is
But
he
excited to
Where's he gone to?
excited to keep streaming and doing this. Gives me a reason to keep playing. I'm probably only going to be streaming for I'd say about an hour more, probably till 1 o'clock, and then I will be hopping off to start prepping for the new show.
Standing there.
So
What's going on with him?
we shall see what happens. Also, I would like games to maybe get rid of the markers on walls that you can climb up.
You're here.
I was quite impressed with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the fact that I can pretty much climb anything And there isn't just a specific area or section that I have to climb up, which is kind of cool.
Did
I'm gonna go with the heart decisions in this game.
We must speak. I've been
The good news is, for trophy hunters like me, there are no missable trophies in Horizon Zero Dawn. So I don't have to worry about
Of course.
you know, you can play at your own pace and not worry about it. So
it affords an opportunity to learn this lesson, but it will be dangerous.
that means I can just enjoy the story, which I love. I love games that I can just, for the most part, play through, not have to worry. And then I come back and I can clean up for my trophies. I just recently platinumed
What kind of trouble are we talking about?
Maneater. Yes, Maneater. I will say this: when that game goes on sale for,
The North Gate.
I'm gonna say $20,
At the edge of the embrace?
at $20, I highly recommend everybody go out and purchase Maneater. It is a lot of fun, super easy platinum, like literally super easy. The collectibles that are part of the trophies are very important to level up, which is important to advance in the story, which is important to have a better shark, because at the beginning, it is not very easy. I will say that because you're a teeny tiny shark and it is not fun fighting some of those animals. I'll get the parts.
I'll go gather the
get the
parts,
parts.
but I'm also going to pay Karst a visit.
Aloy, that man breaks the law.
It's hard. I'm listening, so I'm streaming
I'm glad he
on
does.
my monitor,
I won
which
about the
doesn't have
trip
speakers.
caster and no other trader
I
will
am
sell to outcasts.
I'm streaming through my computer on my other screen here. I have the game audio going through the
That
computer
sounds
into my
ominous.
headset,
All right.
and
See what
so
they
there is a teeny bit of a delay with audio, which is fine. Not the worst. Not the worst, but is fine. Thanks, David. I know. I'm another thing, guys. If you're watching this later, it is very interesting how good the I just got the HD Elgato streaming
It's going white.
stream capture device, and on my computer I did up the stream settings. I'm doing full 1080, but I'm very impressed with how good it is at how it looks.
Something's really bothering him.
So it's kind of cool. David, for your purposes, I've already got it set up. I've got here's my bathroom break. There's the main screen, and then also I can have a quick chat with everybody through a single button and just have a one-on-one chat with everybody if I'm not playing any games or I'm ending or beginning. So kind of cool to get that working and get that figured out. So it's amazing what technology allows us to do in our comforts of our own home. I went to college for communications, and as somebody who grew up with, and in college and learning that stuff, radio and TV and stuff like that, it's crazy how technology has allowed us to be able to do similar things to what you see on a television production by yourself at home
My whole life.
with not a ton of equipment. Like, it's not, that's normally thousands and thousands of dollars for somebody to do that.
2 days.
And nowadays,
2 days, and I'll know who
I'd
she
say,
is.
if you get a decent PC, you're looking at $1,200,
As if there could be an excuse for that. Right. Time to go
300
some
for,
fire arrows.
the different pieces that you need to stream, and the consoles, games. It's a lot cheaper than what it would have been in the past. So I definitely, let's see, 600, 300. I always go in order of distance. I don't like having to go to the longest first. But yeah, it's fun to be able to stream and do this again and have it look really good and be able to have somewhat of a production value, especially just starting off. Obviously, this will get better and more refined as time goes on, and we get a little bit more of a following and have people, paying attention. The podcast, I think our podcast sounds great. Whether you like the content or not is another question. That's in the ears and minds of the listeners, but we're at least providing a good sounding podcast so you're not annoyed. have gotten some good feedback on the podcast, and if anybody is watching this at a later time or catching up or doing anything like that, our most recent podcast is, I think, amazing. We got an interview with Justin Fox, who's a pastor from Kentucky, and he created a game called Black Simulator, which you watch the trailer, you might be like, I don't know about this. And I'll be honest, I was a little apprehensive at first. David and I were both not too sure about it, and I'll be honest, I felt uncomfortable playing that game, but I think that's the point. Doing that stuff can be uncomfortable. Oh shoot, I need to sneak by these guys. I'm not fighting 4 of them. I don't think these ones attack you though. They're not like the Watchers, if I'm correct. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Whatever podcast service you use, I believe we are on all of them. I know for sure Apple Podcast, you can subscribe. Spotify is there as well. Our SoundCloud account, if you guys want to go that direction. Oh shoot, they saw me. They saw me. I'm hiding. Another thing that everybody will get to know very quickly from me is I do not do stealth games very well. I am a little bit too impatient. Can't always think perfectly through what I'm supposed to do. Gather blaze from striders. David, quick question while you're in here. This is a Watcher, right in front of me, not a Strider. Are Striders the yeah. That Striders are the bigger cow ones that aren't hostile. Strider equal. Oh, okay, yes. The ones we ride. I got it. It's been a while. Oh, shoot. This is going to be fun. Scan. Tag you. Headshot. Oh. Come on. This is the other thing I'm not great at. Precise aiming. Boom. Headshot. Oh. There we go. Get some machine kills. I know. Getting them in the eye. Like I said, I'm not great with headshots. Most games. Takes me a while to get them. Boom. Okay, let's go back and get the cows. The horses. Strider. Okay, let's see. Oh, there they are. And he spotted me. They've all spotted me. Oh, that's right. They have the thing on their butt. Got him. They ran away. I forgot. This game is just so polished. So polished. I'm definitely
Stay out of their way for now.
loving it. Oh, geez. What is the button for dodge? Crouch. There we go. Circle. Always circle. How did I not know? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Butt shot. Got him. I mean, this is such a technical, pretty, open world, like perfect game. Okay, I got that. 2 or 3 gathered blaze from striders. Okay, I need. Dang it. They moved quick. Got him. Okay, so if I'm looking at the pattern, it looks like after they attack, they freeze for a second, they look up at you, giving you a perfect shot at the eye. So I will have to remember that. That's my big thing, is just figuring out the pattern with... Oh, don't see it. Don't look at me. I'm not here. Just graze. Just graze with your buddies. Nothing to see here. Ah, another save point. Might as well. So I've been streaming for an hour. My first hour of streaming. Yay. I'm going to go ahead and add some friends here. Ventkin.
I need to speak to you.
Okay. Adding some
Please.
friends.
A word?
Who's saying that? Oh. The guy just nonchalantly
Please, I need
laying
your
down
help.
on the ground, hurt. Love it.
You want to talk to an outcast?
I'm desperate for help. Whatever the consequences.
What's the
Probably going to
problem?
play through this mission
Don't feel
and
like-
then call it quits for now.
Forget about me. It's
And
my
then
daughter.
again, we'll be back
She's
at
in
about
danger.
1:45 our time, which is mountain,
I fear for my
and
life.
get ready
Can't
to
even
talk
stand
about
up,
and
let alone go after her.
see
Will you help me find her?
the exciting stuff that we're about to witness. I'll help her if we can.
I'll do what I can to help your daughter.
Make sure she's all right.
Did I just get, is he dying? Ooh, I got the fire. Yeah, I need to pick this back up, and I need to actually finish it. I need to commit to finishing it. The only problem is The Last of Us comes out next week. And then Ghost of Tsushima, so it's like, when am I going to play Horizon? This could be my thing. I could just do this for streaming, so once a week, stream through this, if people like it, if they want another game. I've also thought about, I've got all my retro consoles, and almost all of them work with HDMI, which means I can technically stream. So here's what I got. I can for sure do PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PS3. I can do Xbox 360. I can do Super Nintendo through my Super Nintendo Mini, because that's HDMI. And I can do original Xbox because I have an AV to HDMI adapter. Oh, you know what? I with that AV to HDMI, I can also do Dreamcast if people want to see what that looks like. So I'm gonna put up a Animal Crossing. David, it's not happening. Not doing Animal Crossing. I can do the Switch, yes. Next, you're gonna write in the comments Minecraft. I'm gonna stream our Minecraft server. Oh yeah, by the way, we have a Minecraft server. Crossfire Gaming has a Minecraft server that we have paid for. And of course, if you would like to support us, we do have a Patreon trying to help us pay for said Minecraft server with like 3 Patreons. So that is available to anybody who wants to be a part of our Minecraft server and have some fun with some of the guys that really love their Minecraft. We also have a Discord that everybody chats in once a week or so. Okay, Mother's Cradle's this way. That's where I'm going. Gonna finish this mission, so I need to craft fire arrows. Oops. Okay. Did that. Now I need to trade for the Tripcaster, and we'll probably call it a day for Horizon Zero Dawn.
What's this outcast doing here?
And I'll see about... I'm pretty sure it records an extra copy. I can't remember of this. My goal would be to record a separate copy and upload it to YouTube after the fact, but I may have needed to also hit the record button separately. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've done Twitch. I know that it holds them in the library for a little while, but I would like them to become permanent and be a part of the YouTube channel as well for some more content.
Time
People
see
want to go
cars
back.
and get a Tripcaster.
What is there we go. It's usually that. Question for anybody watching.
Looks safe to meet.
But how many of you, when you were a child, did not know what L3R3 was? I didn't. Took me the longest time to figure it out. I'm like, where's the L3R3 button?
Well, well, well. An outcast.
Surprised you saw me the way you keep looking every other direction to make sure no one's watching. Careful there, sprain your neck.
Such a good look
It's
to game.
always a pain in the neck when you show up, girl, one way or another.
I go back and I think about playing games when I was a kid, and I remember thinking
Last time I visited,
so
you had a
much,
Tripcaster.
I do.
so much
But you
that the
need to bring
games
me a
just look
scrapper
so
lens.
amazing.
What can
I remember
say?
playing certain sports
Special
games and just
weapons
being
don't
like,
come
oh
cheap.
man, this is amazing.
Oh,
And
I can pay. Took
whew,
down a scrapper not long.
I'll be the judge
it's
of...
not, yeah. Tripcaster. And that's it for now. I know I have more stuff, but I'm gonna hold off. Ooh. Get a free in-game sample box. Okay, so how do I open said sample box?
Now that you've got yourself a Tripcast, my life's exciting enough without a bunch of
Really?
Okay. Anything else?
Will you be around later in case I want to make another trade?
I'll be here. Same as usual, bring me the parts you harvest from any machines you hunt. The better the parts, the more
More
shards
shards.
I'll pay.
Ooh.
Be sure to take a close look at my inventory.
Ugh.
though. Who knows?
Okay.
I
Goodbye.
guess that concludes our business.
All
Does
right.
conclude our business.
See you around.
I've got what I need. Time to meet Rost at the North Gate.
Rost. You were right. It's like Russ, except Ross from Friends and a T. Now I've got the theme song for Friends stuck in my head.
Good. I can use this.
It's just where I wanted to be for my day. Aim at the ground near an enemy and fire at 2 spots to place a shock wire. It will stun an enemy that crosses it. Just love that. Traps are cool, man. Traps are cool. Oh, I gotta just, okay. See these dummies here? One of the trophies. I do know that. For destroying the dummies.
That's got my attention.
So
Good
anytime
thing
I see
sure
them,
I'd
I
actually
will be
have to
doing
talk
that.
to these idiots.
I've got quite a number of the trophies already. Like I said, I'm about a quarter of the way through the game previously before I decided to restart. That's my biggest problem with open world games. I've said this a number of times with David on the podcast. It's hard for me because if I don't force myself to finish an open world game in one go because, you know, another game came out, something like that, it's hard to pick it back up. It is. It's super hard to pick the game back up because you don't know the controls. You're not as good. I'm having that problem with God of War. I beat God of War, but I want to get 100% in it. And I'm dreading it because I know I can't beat now the Valkyrie Queen, which I was very close to beat. You know, I was at that point.
Whatever they're hunting out there.
I can't
sounds
get
easy.
to the Valkyrie Queen and beat her without getting completely back up to speed on the combat and getting better at it. And so it's like, I don't know what to do. Do I restart that game?
There he
Don't
is.
really want to.
Right where he said he'd be.
but I'll have to see. That's one that I need to figure out.
You have the fire arrows.
Oh,
I
let's
do.
see what we got. Still
There
looking at
was
showing the
explosions
viewers.
and
Same
shouts
people.
beyond the embrace.
I guess it's users
Is
in
that
chat,
trouble you were
but
talking about?
You will know
where
soon
do I
enough.
view
Till then,
who's viewing
you
this
wait for dark.
live? We have 3 viewers,
Wait for
so I'm
dark.
assuming David, Brian. I don't know who the third is, unless it counts. But let's get some
Still a while
rest.
to go before dark. I guess I'll get some rest.
Good idea. There'll be
And
no
once
time.
this gets over with, I'm going to probably call it quits for now. Yep. So this is a good stopping point. So we will be back here at 1:45 our time, because the conference is at 1 Pacific, 2 Mountain, which is the time that Crossfire is located in. So at 1:45 we will be back live on Twitch to go through the PlayStation Sony PS5 conference and hang out with everybody this afternoon. Looking forward to seeing what happens and talking to as many people as we can, and just continuing to be a part of this wonderful community. So until next time, I will see you guys around. Talk to you guys later.